If you're someone that uses AI regularly, then this video is perfect for you. There is a project being developed right now that I can only describe as an open sourced, privacy first Jarvis, like from the Avengers. If this sounds like a fantasy, just stick around and tell me what you think by the end of this video. That said, I'm proud to share with you today a project called Ainara. That's spelled A-I-N-A-R-A, pronounced Ainara. But before we dive into the project itself, first I want to give a little background on the developer that is working on this gem. His name is Ruben Gomez. So Ruben is a builder by nature, in the purest sense of that word. He's been developing projects since I was a wee baby in the early 90s. One thing that really drew me to this project and led me to continue working with it after the past several months is his undying work ethic. The guy just doesn't quit. He has a drive in him that expands well past his desire for personal gain. And that's actually where this journey began after all. Ruben began developing this AI assistant to help teach and tutor his son, who is autistic. That type of commitment makes much more sense when you realize the intent behind what is being built here. So then, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Ainara itself. So Ainara is a personal AI companion that works directly from your computer or laptop. It's an agent that can understand you, learn from you, and help with various tasks throughout your day. Unlike other AI solutions, Ainara prioritizes privacy by running locally while still allowing for use of cloud services should you need to use them. So what makes this different than any other AI service? And so let's take a look at what some of the big AI providers are like now today. A lot of them are built for convenience, sure, but they're very centralized. They're very cloud dependent, and they're optimized for your engagement and your usage, but not necessarily for continuity throughout your life. You know, the data that you put into them or the things that you ask about, the queries that you make, that data is not owned by you, and the context that you apply it to or apply to it within any other of these AI agents or AI frameworks is not permanent. You know, there's only a certain amount of space of storage that you can have to train, quote unquote, your AI. See, where Ainara is different is it takes the opposite approach. It's local first, and it's private by default. Your assistant lives directly within your device, not on somebody else's server. At the core of this is Orakle, which is Ainara's reasoning and memory engine. This engine routes all of your searches and other queries through a local workflow that keeps your information private, even if you're using cloud-based providers. Ideally, it is best to be used whenever you're running it locally through a local LLM, should your PC have strong enough components to run it. You know, I'm not nearly qualified to rattle off all the specs for Orakle for you, but I am going to share the white paper for this framework in the description of this video, so you can kind of work through it yourself and see what all is discussed there. This framework appears to be first of its kind. We actually even offered a bounty throughout the crypto community for 1 million Ainara tokens if anyone could show a comparable model, and that bounty was never claimed. Just as a little example of how this works, I'm just going to show one little clip here from the one little page from the white paper, just so you can kind of see what this looks like. But here's how this works. So you, as a user, you know, you would interface with the Ainara client. This is the Orakle framework. Then this goes into the LLM. A skill request is made depending on what your inquiry is. Goes through Orakle, and you can see this workflow here. Boom, boom. And so this is how all your information or how your queries are routed through a local process that keeps your information private and off of the cloud. So that shows a little bit about how the infrastructure works, a little bit how the backend works. So now let's talk about the interface itself, how you interact with Ainara. This service is called Polaris, and this is how Ainara becomes real, so to speak. It's not necessarily just a user interface. This is a persistent environment that ensures that your context lives across time. No matter how many sessions you have, how many times you restart your device, all of your information and all of your the memories that Ainara has about you live within this application, I guess, to speak. But I really wouldn't even call it an application. It's more like a nexus. This is the place where AI becomes a relationship, not just a service that you use. All right, so let's see what this looks like. So I've already got mine up and running. And how you can navigate to it is through your taskbar down here. Also, I'm going to show you the shortcut as well. But if you want to, whenever you're going through setup, which there's guides and stuff on how to do that, I might share one myself here one of these days. But you can switch between different large language models. So myself, like this XAI, this is a cloud-based. This is using cloud-based API. This Olama is one that I actually have downloaded. I'm sorry, Quen here. This is one that I actually have downloaded to my computer. So whenever I'm using XAI, this is routing through a cloud-based service. Quen is run locally from my computer. For a little bit of context, I have an RTX GeForce 3060 graphics card. So that is probably about the baseline that I would use for something like this. And even that, it gets to run a little bit hard sometimes. But either way, you can switch between these models at any time. But check this out. So here's how you start it. Just press F1, boom. And I'll just be like, "Hi, Ainara, how are you doing today?" And we'll see what she says.
I'm doing well, Jordan. Thank you for asking. How's your day going so far? I hope your work with the science community and your projects are progressing smoothly.
And check that out. See, just a simple inquiry. She remembers things about me because I work with this, doing some other projects that I'm on. She knows about signs, she knows about some of the other projects I'm doing. But let's check this out. So I'm doing a YouTube video presentation about you, about a little bit about how your Oracle framework works, this Polaris interface that we're dealing with now, and a little bit about your project in general. What would you give me as a good title for my YouTube video explaining how Ainara was born? And let's see. And boom. Using the reasoning model right now. That's what the Quen model is. The XAI is not a reasoning model. I'm going to switch it up here mid-sentence, and we'll see. You'll see that the context remains the same.
The birth of Ainara, how the Oracle framework and Polaris interface came to life. Or, if you want to add a touch of intrigue, from concept to reality, the story of Ainara's creation and the power of the Oracle framework. Both titles highlight the origin story, the key technologies Oracle, Polaris, and the project's purpose without being too technical. Let me know if you'd like to tweak the tone.
Awesome. And there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go in here real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and change my large language model here. Boom. You can see we're switching models. And actually, let me see something here. So we said the birth of Ainara. Okay, actually, I like that. From concept to reality, the story of Ainara's creation. Yeah, I like that second one. So check this out. So I really like the second idea for a title that you had there. Can you remind me, what was that title again?
Sure, Jordan. The second title I suggested was From Concept to Reality, the story of Ainara's creation and the power of the Oracle framework. It's got that intriguing vibe you liked. Let me know if you'd like to brainstorm any tweaks or more ideas.
She knows I like the intriguing vibe too. Perfect. So you can kind of see how this works. Like no matter what model you're using, the memory database behind this is just incredible. It's something that is you truly got to try it out to see how it works. Okay, so another cool thing is, I mean, there's a lot of different features you can do. So, like, if you want to do something that is not committed to memory, you can go to no memory, see memory disabled. Maybe I'll do a whole different video for walkthroughs on how to use it in different demos and stuff like that. This is more so to be just like an informative thing. But you can kind of see how revolutionary this idea can be. Especially once it evolves and you're able to like, hey, analyze the web page that I'm on, or it can already pull up certain things like if you're looking into a specific item or whatever else, it can pull it up in your browser for you. There's a lot of big updates that are on the horizon, and to be honest, like it's been an honor just to be a part of watching this evolution. from something that started as a browser-based extension into an AI agent, into what's next going to be a whole framework for AI agents, where any developer can come through and make an application that works into the Ainara framework, and it can be bought and sold on the decentralized platform. So again, if you're somebody that uses AI regularly, and if you're looking for something that might be a little bit more, let's just say private, something that's not as invasive, I would certainly recommend to check out Ainara. Obviously, it's still in development. You can see it's beta testing now for Windows and Linux. Macintosh at the time is not compatible, but it's something we're working on as well. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. There's links to the X, the Discord, everything, and I'll put this site in the description as well. It's definitely worth checking out, keeping an eye on. There is a crypto token with this project as well, but for now, you can use the beta version as it is with no tokens. For some of the future developments, whenever it comes to using actually one of the more recent updates is going to take place. That's going to be the first iteration of what's called the supporters group or supporters program. So only people that hold at least 300,000 tokens and are holding those for at least a month will be able to access the new updates. Also, the investment app that's going to be coming out as well, Ataria. Only people in the supporters program are going to be able to access that. But just for an icebreaker into this, this is still a great place to start, just to use the framework itself, just to see what it's like as it is. And I'm willing to bet that you'll be shocked. So that being said, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Have a beautiful rest of your night. Until next time. Peace.